If we can, as I start on the sort of injury front, do you have any kind of news on how Finlay Monroe is after Saturday?
No, I don't. Not at all, not yet. It was swollen, so I'll find out later on today. So he's out of whatever I'm doing for tomorrow. Didn't really look much. Looked a bit of a foul, to be fair, as if the bloke tripped him up as he was going back, but we'll see. He's a young man, so I'm sure it won't be too bad. Touch wood. Yeah.
And how are you doing for having people back in contention for tomorrow who you haven't had for a little while?
Yeah, I just still in discussion with the physios really about who I want. I want to get back to some work. I think we've lost our rhythm. I think we've lost some understanding of different shapes and what is expected of us. Watching back the game Saturday, really didn't like it in any way, shape or form. Didn't look like us pressing and closing. And in fairness, they did it to us. So pleased to get a point out of it in the end, to be honest. Although we hit the post, that was unlike my team. We need to get back at it, really. It won't be tomorrow, because I'll be giving people who've been injured some minutes. I'll be trying to manage that against the under-21 team. And I'll be resting a fair few, by the look of it, whatever is legal.
Just on the kind of format, you sort of alluded a little bit to maybe the breaking up, but how can good form kind of slip away from you like that, perhaps?
Well, it's the Accrington game. They showed how to get at us. And if we don't get better at it, everybody will do that to us. Everybody will press us like that. You know, if you look at the games where we surprised people when we could pass it and move it, did they press us as well as they did? No. And a 4-2-3-1 managed to do it to us the other day, which is I'm not happy about. We made the points. We said some things about it. And we didn't go out there and do it in the right way. And I was disappointed with what I did myself to try and counteract what they were doing. I don't think it worked. I think it confused our lads, and I think if I had another chance to do it at half time, I would have done it slightly differently. But again, we done that getting 26 points out of 14 games, so that's what we've got to look at. What we've got to do is work forward and try and get into some good passages of play where we look like we're going to score, rather than relying on someone hitting a volley that hits the post and might get you all 3 points. So well done to them. They're building some form, whereas we've gone off it, and that's what happens in this division. If you look at everybody else, I think they've lost as well. So luckily we didn't lose Saturday, because on another given day we possibly could have done. But and if you listen to their manager's assessment of the game, I agree with him. 500 fans outsung however many we had there, and I think that's because we didn't do what we normally do, which is chase, harry, get a foot in, put them under pressure. I think that's what I want to see from my team, and I didn't see it. I think we were 25% down on our running because they misunderstood some tactical information and took that literally, and then tried to get out of it with pass backwards. It's a nightmare. But hopefully I can show them that today. We can get someone else playing on tomorrow, try and put that right, give people the minutes to get them closer to being able to be selected instead of the ones who played Saturday, or with the ones who played Saturday, to try and get us going again. And that's what it's all about. So basically we need to score 1 goal, and we might have won another game. So, you know, it is what it is. But all I'm asking is we all stick together. And I think that's perfectly fair. Where was the noise? Where was everything? And the lads might get closer to people if we join in, you know. But let's not make a big deal of that. I've got every right to say what I feel, you know. And I got to slap myself around and say, actually, where are we in the league? Oh, right. We're even doing better than they are. So you might not have thought that on Saturday, but that's the way it goes. Ins and outs, ups and downs, and what we got to be is ready to go. Still a young group, still a young team. And they've got to be brave enough to play no matter what the score is. So sometimes when the expectation's on you to win again, it can be a big burden. But anyway, let's not make a big deal of it. We've got a lot of games, some wonderful games coming up. 3 out of the next 4 are cup games, I think, is that right? 2 different cups and 1 league. So let's see where we are, see if we can get some people back fit, see if we can, and obviously losing Finn down that side in that part of the game is going to be more difficult because we didn't have another left footer, did we? So, once you get outside people, you get crosses in, he's been creating things. So, very disappointed, but that's life. Just get on with it, innit?
When you kind of talk about the running there, are you going to talk to them about you need more intensity, or is it more about reminding them of your sort of principles of play? What's the big message?
Well, if you make a tactical change, the principles that you play with should always still be there. And, again, it's only, it's only reinforcing what we're doing. And I'm expecting us to get better, not worse. And in fact, people have got closer to us, tighter to us, causing more. I'm expecting us to be even better at playing around them. But you also go in and out of form. So, have I got as many passing it as well as they should? Are they going to the right positions? Are they misunderstanding what we're saying? Are they tired? Are they this? Are they that? Who knows? It's a long, hard season. So I'm very proud of what they've done so far. And whatever they show me, I will review it and then show them what I believe they got slightly wrong. And I have said, perfectly honestly, wow, what we've done in certain games was outstanding, was their take on what I'm asking them to do, and in a minute it's not flowing as well as it was. So we've got to just deal with that. But if we can do that and not let a team who's won 4 in a row beat us, I think going down to 9 men and losing 4-0 is a bit of a shock after you've won 4 in a row, and then you have another 2 weeks off, which has ruined our flow. Their manager's saying they're getting in a flow, but they still couldn't beat us. What upset me was he said 500 fans made more noise than our fans. So, if you want to argue with me, go and listen to that. That can't be right, can it? Maybe that would have helped us over the line in the end of the day, like you did last year. So, at the end of the day, life's about learning when it goes wrong. And I'm expecting an awful lot to go wrong, and I'm always going to stay optimistic. And I know what was wrong with Saturday, and I'm going to show them in a minute.
How's Billy Kirkman?
Yeah, he's available for some minutes, not too many though. Probably won't start tomorrow, but he'll be involved somewhere for a certain amount of minutes, which I've got to find out in a minute. So that's good. He's back in training. So will Bawley. So will Adam Murphy. So excellent. Get them back out there. See what they can do.
And the last one, I suppose this does depend on how young your team is, but when you're facing a team who are sort of largely looking at their squad sort of 18 or 19, do you think there are ways you can sort of lean on the physical edge you might have with more experience?
Not really. I got no idea how they're going to play. So, and whatever I put out there would be a totally different team. It'd be a new team. I've just got to comply with the rules. So whoever I put out there, I might get a chance to put 1 or 2 of the young ones out there as well, to just protect people who might get injured if I play them again. And I'll put a team as strong as I can that I believe should win the game, because it's really important you get in a winning run, and we've lost that a little bit in the last 3 games. So let's see if we can get that going. It's all about confidence and doing the right things, making the right choices. But I'm sick and fed up of seeing us pass it backwards. Where's their goal? Why are we going backwards? So, onwards and upwards.
Lovely.
Obviously, you've got a lot of forwards and it's tough for them to stay in the team. But we saw Princeville at the start of his loan, and maybe not so much lately. So, what have you made of his time in Swindon so far?
Well, he had a illness a few weeks ago that derailed him a bit. He was coming off the bench scoring. He looked sharp. He's got an awful lot to give and an awful lot to learn. But I really like him. So he'll be starting tomorrow. So, and it makes it difficult when I've got the hottest striker in the division in the position that he plays. So, or in one of the positions he plays. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about that. He looks like he's enjoying himself. If I don't give him enough minutes, they might take him back. Who knows? But I really like him. I think he's got wonderful abilities. And I think he's well worth being with us, you know. So his skill set adds to our bench and team without a shadow of a doubt. So unfortunately, what happened to him was very unusual. I don't really want to say it. It's an occupational, no, it's not even an occupational hazard. I've never had anybody with that complaint before. I don't really want to say it, but he said it to me and I nearly dropped the phone. Wow. Didn't know that happened to young people, but hemorrhoids. Painful, isn't it? Wow. So that derailed him a bit. I said I wasn't going to say it, but I did. Otherwise you'll all be going, what was he on about then? What's this bloke on about? If you've had hemorrhoids, wow. Trying to run around on a football pitch with that isn't good, is it? So, anyway, let's get on with it. Hopefully you won't be embarrassed about that now. Anything like that, people start giggling, don't they? You've even got a smirk on your face. Anyway.
You also had Ryan Delaney in your league squad for the first time last Tuesday.
He'll be playing.
What have you seen from him since the end of the transfer window to try and convince you to get him up the pecking order?
Well, I've seen us win and be at the top of the league with the other people and we've, you know, it is what it is. So he's kept going. He's a fantastic character, wonderful leader when he plays. So I'm going to give him some minutes tomorrow. That's the way it goes.
We also saw last week a new hire in the academy, and Tim Bell to sort of head up that phase. I know you're very invested in how that develops. So do you like that? Do you like what you've seen from him, and how can he help you achieve your vision?
My vision depends on how good I can make this team this year. This football club needs to go up. We need to go up to bring our fan base back, without a shadow of a doubt. But long term, the club needs to produce lads from this area, like Joel McGregor, like Harrison Minturn, who are good enough to get in the first team, and then be paraded around as local heroes to get all the future Swindon fans coming through the gate and feeling positive about the football club. It's a wonderful football club, fantastic community feel around it. And unfortunately, for me, it's pretty sad how it at the minute. It feels and it's very, very difficult to get it started up and get it going again. And I think Tim has a long-term plan. I was really impressed with himself and how he talked about building it and starting it, because I feel we need to start afresh in that area. So with the turmoil that we've had of people coming in and getting sacked or going or leaving or whatever, do you know what I mean? it almost felt like it was a sinking ship because there's so many people want to leave or have gone, or do you know what I mean? Whoa, what is happening there? And I would want to work for him. I would want to be around him. And I think out of all the candidates, there were some really great ones. I thought that was, it's a big step forward for us. And he needs to be given time. And he will build us a foundation for the future that I will be completely and utterly proud of. That will be exactly how I was brought up at Bristol Rovers all those years ago, I believe. He's talking about character, he's talking about what it takes, what you have to do and how you have to overcome things. I was very, very impressed with the fella. So hopefully I can help him build that and produce our own, because I think your community buys into that and they love it, and it's really important that one of your own from this area has been given a chance by this unbelievable football club to live out his dreams or her dreams, because you know that's a huge part of our football clubs these days. I've got granddaughters who are starting playing football now, and wow, I'd love her to play it for Swindon. Do you know what I mean? So, and the only reason that things can stop us is ourselves, by not buying into it or not being good enough and not being coached well enough. So I'm talking completely and utterly long term about the future of this wonderful football club. So, and I think it's in very, very good hands there.